Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Seton Catholic Baseball here in Chandler, Arizona, where this evening the Sentinels will host the ALA Ironwood Warriors. My name is Brett Quinton, and as always, yes, it is a warm evening here in March. The sun is still out, the fans are out, and you've got two teams getting ready to get after it. For Seton Catholic, they're having a good season, 12 up and 2 down on the year, riding a 7-game winning streak. For the Warriors of ALA Ironwood, currently they check in with a record of 2 up and 7 down. These two teams, yes, they are in separate conferences. The Warriors out of the 3A Metro region, and the Sentinels, they are in the 3A Central. The homestanding Sentinels, they're wearing, we could say, their alternate jerseys, as it resembles the old Houston Astros, as they've got the horizontal stripes across the top, sporting the white pants, a little bit of an old school look. And for the Warriors, they are sporting the road gray pants with the red tops and lettering across the top saying Warriors. Stepping in will be Jackson Watson. Watson settles in. He is a junior, leading off with a .333 batting average. And we'll get into the pitching rotation as it's Ryan Davila on the hill. The right-hander is 2-0 on the year. First pitch, cut on and missed, strike one, and we're underway at 5:59 Arizona time. Left to right, Snow, Zyment, and Donovan. Davila sets up, letter high, drops to the belt. Next pitch is in the dirt, 1 ball and 1 strike. Alec Gherkin is the third baseman. Chase Rees at short. Nate Mulligan, the second baseman, and Caden Valentino is your first baseman. The pitch, very high, 2 balls and 1 strike. Cole Campbell is the catcher, and again on the hill, Ryan Davila. Watson digs in. The pitch, just missing outside. 2-man umpiring crew here in high school baseball. Watson bends at the knees. Outfield straightaway, infield normal depth. 3-1, drops at the knees, 3-2. Davila sets, here's the pitch. Swing, and it's fouled straight back and out of play. As we said, it's been unseasonably warm here in Arizona for a while now. First pitch coming at 94 degrees. Payoff pitch. Swing, ground ball left side of the infield. Past the diving third baseman, the shortstop Rees throws on the first, but not in time. It's an infield single for Jackson Watson. Leadoff man on for ALA Ironwood, and that's what you want if you are in the Warriors camp. You want to get runners on. This is a team that definitely will run, much like Apache Junction. When they do get runners on base, they'll try to take that stolen base. Tio Martinez, the batter. First pitch fastball is up 1-0. .417 batting average. 6 runs batted in. He's in that 2-hole for a reason. Watson off of first. Next pitch, hard fastball, but that misses the zone again, 2-0. Straight up stance for the hitter. And that gets past the catcher. Nice ricochet, and the throw down the second is not in time. I'll say Campbell got the real good ricochet and threw it down there, but it'll go as a wild pitch. So now the Warriors have a runner in scoring position. No one out. Pitcher steps off. Close to a balk move, I'll say. He did step off, but there was a bit of hesitation. The pitch. And that is a strike, 3-1. Strike zone tends to get a little bit bigger when the count is 3 balls and no strikes. Just underway here at Seton Catholic High School. The pitch. 3-1 is out of the zone, ball 4. First 2 men aboard for the Warriors. They come in hitting .220 as a team. So working out a walk definitely to their advantage. As we said, they run the base as well. This is Liam Wood. Wood in the 3-hole. Senior. The bunt is popped up foul, 0-1. Taylor English is the head coach of ALA Ironwood. He's in his 3rd season. Big lead for both base runners. Valentino playing in front of the runner at first. 0-1 upstairs, 1 ball and 1 strike. So Ryan Davila not finding the zone consistently yet. This is just batter number 3. One. Ruled high, says the plate umpire. 2 balls and 1 strike. Watson singled, advanced to second on a wild pitch. Martinez walked. 2-1 upstairs, 3 balls and 1 strike. As we said, ALA Ironwood 2 up and 7 down on the year. Three-one. It's right down the pipe, 3-2. And for Ryan Davila, yes, just the first inning. Just needing to throw strikes, just getting the ball over the plate. He's got a very good hitting team behind him. And that is a called strike 3. That is K number 1 for Ryan Davila. One away for Owen Burns. Burns, junior catcher. When he steps in the picture, you can see, yeah, he's built like a catcher. He is a big boy. Turnaround pickoff throw, but nothing doing. First pitch is inside. Good snap throw down the first. Good clean throw by Campbell. Almost was able to catch Martinez napping. 333 down the right field line, 375 dead center field. We're positioned pretty much right down the first base line, just off of home plate. The pitch, swing and a miss. And now you got a potential double steal in action, and both runners will advance. So now the traditional force is off the table. As we said, the Warriors, they run the base as well. Swing, and that's a ground ball stopped by the third baseman, Gherkin. The long throw to first is going to get past the first baseman, Valentino. Circling third is going to be Martinez, and ALA Ironwood has themselves a 2-0 lead. Watson scored, and then the error by the third baseman, Gherkin. He made a great play to stop the baseball, but his throw allowed Martinez to scamper home. Credit Burns with the single. And Ethan Garcia's the hitter. Quick note-taking by the umpire, making sure everything is in line. Garcia steps to the plate. Courtesy runner down at first as the first toss is a called strike, 0-1. That's Aaron Santillana, courtesy runner for Burns. Swing, and that is hit well to left field. Giving chase is Snow, but it is ruled foul. And as we say, we always see the courtesy runner pretty much just for the pitcher and catcher only. And there he goes for second swing, and that's hit in the air right field. Donovan giving chase. He camps under it. He makes the grab for out number 2. Hustling back is Santillana. The next hitter will be Dominic Cervantes. Cervantes will serve as the ALA Ironwood pitcher. Left-handed hitter will settle in. Straight up stance. Santillana leading away at first. Swing, and that's punch foul the other way. Ryan Davila, the junior, on the hill. 2-0 on the year with an ERA of 2.55. The pitch. Upstairs. That earned run average will increase regardless of what happens the rest of the way, as that is in the zone. But the big thing right now for Seton is to get the batters out. The pitch. Low, and taking second without a throw is Aaron Santillana, stolen base. And I'll definitely say ALA Ironwood taking advantage of just their good base running opportunities. Outside. Ball in the bare hand of Davila. Sets to the plate. Swing, bouncing ball out to the shortstop. Rees will boot the baseball, and all hands will be safe initially. But now the toss to the third baseman, Gherkin, and he will slap the tag onto Santillana for the final out of the inning. It was an inning that saw ALA Ironwood score a couple of runs. Seton Catholic will come to bat next. This is Seton Catholic Baseball. Home half of inning number one, the Sentinels trailing 2-0 as the Warriors scored a couple of first inning runs. Nate Mulligan will start things off. Right-handed hitting second baseman, batting .405 on the year. Full windup for Dominic Cervantes, and that is well out of the zone. 1 ball and no strikes. Upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Second meeting all time between these two squads. They met last year on March 27th. Upstairs, 3 balls and no strikes, so really almost a year ago to the day. Sentinels won that game 20-1. That's over the plate, 3-1. They scored 9 runs in the first inning, the top of the first, 3 in the second, and 8 more in the third. That game was stopped after 4 innings. 3-1 in the dirt ball 4, and Mulligan works out the free pass. And we saw some stolen bases in the top of the first with Mulligan on first. I would not be surprised to see some stolen base attempts in the bottom of this frame. Jacob Zyment, the hitter. Zyment at .385, sophomore. And there he goes for second. The pitch is a called strike. The throw down to second is not in time. Stolen base for Nate Mulligan, as that is his 17th of the year. 17 in 18 attempts. And we saw Seton swipe 7 bags on Tuesday. They're off to a good start here on Thursday afternoon. 0-1, fouled off, 0-2. Catcher Owen Burns shaken up initially. Dominic Cervantes, senior pitcher for Taylor English and the ALA Ironwood Warriors. About 40 minutes from campus to campus. ALA Ironwood east of Arizona, east of Chandler. 0-2, he breaks for third. The pitch is high. The throw down is not in time. Very, very close play. He did not get the greatest of jumps, but his speed made up for it. 2 stolen bases in 60 seconds. 1-2, bouncing ball, shortstop backs up on the ball. Wood will throw on to first in time for the first out of the inning, but it's a run-scoring ground out as Mulligan comes in. That's a 2-1 ball game. Chase Rees, the hitter. Rees at .568. Leads the team with 23 runs batted in. Rees stands in the front of the batter's box. First pitch, good bunt along the third base side, but it rolls foul. Almost caught that third baseman off guard, Jackson Watson, excuse me. Rees sporting the high red socks. Oh, 1 is in the zone, 0-2. Sentinels on Tuesday night scored 14 runs on just 7 hits, 0-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. But it appeared they had more than 7 hits in a sense that the center fielder really robbed some extra base hits. Seton sprayed the ball around the field, and that is a strikeout for Dominic Cervantes, his first of the game. 2 gone, and the batter is Alec Gherkin. They see a good shot, plenty of daylight left here in Chandler. Campus buildings off behind the wall in right center field. Gherkin looks at a pitch, 1-0. New event center behind the wall in left center field. Past the scoreboard. 1-0 turns into a 2-0 count. As we said, a lot of good things happening on this campus. 1150 North Dobson Road. 2-0, bouncing ball, left side, third baseman Watson has it. The throw on the first, gets away from the first baseman Parodies. And that should be an E5. So it's a 2-out base runner for the Sentinels. And there is a close-up of the new entertainment center that will, of course, house the basketball team. Perfect world, it would be ready for opening day for hoops. But construction doesn't matter if it's an academic building or a house in the ever-expanding world of the city of Chandler. Things sometimes slow down, but that's going to be a really good building when it's finished. Ground ball foul that ricochets off the third base dugout. One strike on Noah Donovan. Donovan, the junior, .324 average. It's a ball. One, there goes the runner. The ball is in the dirt. Burns throws down the second, not in time. Stolen base for Alec Gherkin. Burns has a good arm. Close play at third when he tried to throw out Nate Mulligan, and he's getting the ball down to his fielders. That's a ball, and the count rolls to 3-1. Gherkin off of second, the pitch. Swing, and that's driven to left field. Going back is Garcia, who makes the grab for the final out of the inning. But not before the Sentinels would score their first run of the game. 1 run on no hits, and there was 1 error. We played 1 full. 2-1 Warriors. This is Seton Catholic Baseball. Top of inning number 2, it will be the bottom third of the order for the Warriors of ALA Ironwood. Ryan Parodies, the first baseman, .238 average, settles in. First pitch in the dirt, 1 ball and no strikes. And I'll have to pay more attention when ALA Ironwood goes back into the field, because I believe Parodies does something that you don't see often. 1-0 is low, 2 balls and no strikes. Bats right-handed but throws left-handed. If I'm correct, he is a left-handed fielding first baseman. 2-0 is in the zone, 2 balls and 1 strike. First player that comes to mind who did that, Hall of Famer, the late Ricky Henderson. He was a right-handed hitter, but was a left-handed fielding outfielder. 2-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Paradis, a senior. Ryan Davila works from the stretch, even with no one on. He'll set up, comes to the plate. That's a strike, 3-2. Top half of inning number 2. Warriors scored a couple of runs in the first inning. Jackson Watson and Gio Martinez touched the plate. Swing, bouncing ball out to the shortstop, Reese. Fields throws on to first, and that is the first out of the inning. 6-3, of course, the way to score that one. 1 gone, and the batter is Hunter Rasmussen. Rasmussen, the right fielder. Another senior in the lineup for Taylor English. One ball and no strikes. Sentinels, as we said, 12-2 on the year. They started off on a 5-game winning streak. Then they dropped back-to-back games, March 3rd at Yuma Catholic and at home against Push Ridge. Swing and a miss. Since then, they've rattled off 7 in a row, and that's your 12-2 record. Davila sets the pitch. Just below the knees, we see the plate umpire shake his head. 2 balls and 1 strike. Outfield, as we said, straight away. Infield, normal depth. Wow, he threw the same pitch in the same spot, and the umpire did not give it to him, so the count is 3-1. If you're going to miss right there, because that is pretty much right at the zone. 3-1 the pitch. Fouled off, and the count runs to 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Warriors are coming off of a victory. On Tuesday, they defeated Seton Foothills 8-6 on the road. Another foul ball. Always great when fans brave the 94 degrees heat. Again, 94, not all bad, but yes, you'd like things a little bit cooler. We are still in March. 3-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the second strikeout of the contest for Davila. 2 gone, and the number 9 hitter, Dominic Armendariz, will be the hitter. Freshman. Always great to see a freshman in a starting lineup on a varsity team. First pitch is low, 1 ball and no strikes. Glad you could join us this evening. Sentinels, as you see, on the short end of a 2-1 game. We're just in the top half of the second inning. 1-0, big swing and a miss, but he comes up empty. Now you see some of the cars rolling around on Dobson Road. Dobson and Ray. This school has a long history. 1-1 is low, 2 balls and 1 strike. May see some spring practice in the back. 2-1. Swing, and he hits that in the air right field, but Donovan is there for the final out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We'll move to the last of the second. 2-1 Warriors. This is Seton Catholic Baseball. Carter Hutchinson begins the last of the second. Freshman is the designated hitter tonight. He was the catcher on Tuesday in the 14-1 win over Apache Junction. Wind up by Cervantes. First pitch is rule the ball, 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. We said this is just the second meeting all time between these two teams. Seton Catholic won last year's meeting. Swing, and that is hit in the air right center field. Giving chase is Martinez, and he'll run it down for out number 1. We've seen some real good center field, some outfield play by the visiting teams over the last couple of days. Obviously, Martinez right there, and then Johnny Lish, the center fielder for Apache Junction, wanted to give him props as well. Here's Dean Snow, 361 average. First pitch is a ball, 1-0. Two balls and no strikes. Fouled off. That'll stay in the batter's circle. 2 balls and 1 strike. ALA Ironwood out of Queen Creek, Arizona. The pitch. Very high and very hard. 3 balls and 1 strike to the Sentinels left fielder. Sporting that fluorescent shin guard around his left leg. 3-1 hit to the ground by Aramendes, and he will throw on the first for the second out of the inning. Good clean play by the second baseman, the freshman. Here's Caden Valentino. 316 hitter. That's fouled off, 0-1. Righty to the lefty. The pitch. Outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. He cannot hold up, but even if he didn't, the ball was foul tipped. So the count runs to a ball and 2 strikes to the Sentinels first baseman. Here's the pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Open stance for the hitter. Here's the pitch. Count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Team earned run average for ALA Ironwood is 7.66, so you get the feeling that at some point they're going to give up some runs. And Seton Catholic hits the ball well. 3-2, he went fishing for the final out of the inning. 2 strikeouts in the game for Cervantes. After 2, it's 2-1 Warriors. This is Seton Catholic Baseball. Top of inning number 3, the Warriors 2 runs on 2 hits with 1 error. The Sentinels 1 run on no hits. They've committed a pair of errors. Jackson Watson to the plate. He singled and scored in the first inning. In the dirt, 1 ball and no strikes. Davila has actually retired 5 in a row, but it doesn't seem like he's in that groove just yet. And that is a good pitch again, right around the knees, but it's ruled low. 2 balls and no strikes. Two-0, 3 balls and no strikes. ALA Ironwood as a team came in hitting just .220, but they have both of the hits in this game. 3 balls and 1 strike as the batter Watson couldn't get the bat back in time. Easier said than done, but for Davila, just throw strikes. You've got a really good fielding team behind you. You've got a team that is going to hit, as that's popped up foul, 3-2. At least on paper, that's what it dictates. Obviously, once the game starts and once things are in play, you get certain pitching matchups that don't always flow the way one would think. Three balls, 2 strikes. Swing, and he hits that to left field. Going back is Snow, and that is going to be a foul ball. So indeed, Watson turned on it pretty efficiently. May get a great shot at that left field corner. I keep forgetting about how good the angles are for Paulo Hutchison. He does a really good job in bringing this game to you. Here's the 3-2. Swing, and he hammers that left center field. Back goes Snow, and he makes the grab for the first out of the inning. This will bring up Gio Martinez. Martinez walked and scored in that first inning. He had a stolen base as well. Athleticism runs in the Martinez family. His older sister Jazz is a center fielder for the softball team for ALA Ironwood. First pitch is up, 1 ball and no strikes. Several of the ALA Ironwood softball players have stuck around to watch this game. 1-0 in the dirt, 2 balls and no strikes. Kalen, who's a second baseman for that Warriors softball team, also in attendance. And that's what high school sports is about. You support your friends, you support your family. Two balls, no strikes. The pitch. Upstairs, 3 balls and no strikes. Martinez looks very comfortable at the plate. He's ahead in the count, 3-0. Below the knees, ball 4, and Martinez has walked for the second time in this game. So it's a 1-out base runner for the Warriors. And the batter is Liam Wood. Wood, the shortstop for ALA Ironwood. He was caught looking in the first inning. Martinez, nice size lead, held on by Valentino. 2-1 contest. Throw over to first, nothing doing. Pitch is fouled straight back. 0-1. Top half of the third inning, the visiting Warriors with a 2-1 advantage. Oh, 1, there goes a runner for second, swing and a miss, and taking second with the stolen base, an easy stolen base, is Gio Martinez. And again, the Warriors continue to stay perfect on the stolen base paths. 2 strikes on the hitter, however. After this game, the Sentinels will not be home again till April 8th. They've got 5 consecutive road games. Oh, 2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that is the 3rd strikeout of the game for Davila. He's gotten Wood twice. This brings up Owen Burns. Burns delivered an RBI single in that first inning. First pitch is outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Burns, the junior. (1-0) in the dirt, gets away from the catcher. It's to the backstop. Wild pitch allows Martinez to take third on the play. Important batter here for Davila. fouled off, 2-1. You get the batter here. You go back to the dugout trailing 2-1. Again, in a sense, no harm, no foul. If Martinez scores in the inning, yes, you're only 2 runs down, but at the same time, the tide starts to shift a little bit. That momentum stays in that first base dugout, and there is a one hopper to the second baseman Mulligan. The throw to first, and the inning is complete. No runs, no hits, no errors, and there was a man left. We'll move to the last of the third. 2-1 ALA Ironwood. This is Seton Catholic Baseball. Home half of inning number 3. Seton Catholic on the short end of a 2-1 contest. It'll be the bottom of the order, Cole Campbell, and then Nate Mulligan, followed by Jacob Zyment, the first 3 hitters to face Dominic Cervantes. Campbell technically hitting .500 on the year. Be a full windup for Dominic Cervantes. First pitch. Low, 1 ball and no strikes. Swing and a miss, 1 ball and 1 strike. Sentinels out of the 3A Central region. 3A Metro region is home to ALA Ironwood. Lights have been turned on here at Seton Catholic High School. The pitch. Swing, and that is popped up. And that is going to be a foul ball. Still a lot going on here at the campus as the football team going through some unofficial drills behind us. Softball game has ended, but there's also still some guys out there for track practice. 2-2, fastball is up, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count to the number 9 hitter in the Sentinels order. The pitch. Swing, and that is hit very high in the air. Third baseman Watson calls everybody off. He gloves it for out number 1. 1 away for Nate Mulligan. Mulligan, a .405 hitter. He walked and has scored the only Seton Catholic run. First pitch is low, 1-0. As we said, 7 consecutive victories for the Sentinels. They're coming off a 14-1 victory over Apache Junction on Tuesday. Upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Caden Miller went the distance on the mound, struck out 13. .2-0, bouncing ball out to the shortstop, Wood. The throw to first is high, but he is going to be able to not come down with it. And the Sentinels have a runner on. This brings up Jacob Zyment. And that's going to be an E6. Zyment's ground outscored Mulligan in the first inning. Sophomore waiting, as right now we see the plate umpire and the skipper, Taylor English, having a quick chat about the last event over at first. That's the one thing I certainly don't mind when you see a manager wanting to come out and talk with the umpire. Nothing demonstrative. Mulligan off of first. Zyment digs in. There goes a runner for second. The pitch is a ball, and the throw down to second, not in time. Pitches are called strike, actually. Again, some of these plate umpires just very lax in really letting you know if it's a ball or a strike. Stolen base for Mulligan, his second in this, his third in this game. He's actually the tying run. Pitcher steps off. Swing, and that is hit in the air right field. Here comes Rasmussen on his source, and backing up is the first baseman, Paradis. He will make the catch for out number 2. Two away. Chase Reeves, the hitter. Rasmussen ran in a long ways, and then the first baseman, Paradis, because of our angle, couldn't see exactly his beat on the ball, but he indeed snared it. Next pitch is in the dirt, and I believe they're going to throw out Nate Mulligan, and that is a 2-5 caught stealing. We had said that Owen Burns, he was doing his due diligence behind the plate, and he eliminates Nate Mulligan for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, no one left. After 3 complete, 2-1 Warriors. This is Seton Catholic Baseball. Top half of inning number 4, Garcia, Cervantes, and Paradis, the first 3 hitters to face Ryan Davila, and this is a good game. Top of the 4th inning, I don't think we expected just 3 runs to be scored. First pitch is low, 1 ball and no strikes. Garcia flied to center field his first time up. In the dirt, 2 balls and no strikes. And while you hate to say there's an underdog and a favorite, when you just look at things on paper, you look at the records, but I'll say the longer this game goes and stays competitive, the more the momentum stays in that first base dugout as that pitch is over the plate, 2-1. 2-1, 3 balls and 1 strike. That is a called strike, and the count runs full to the Warriors left fielder. They get a look at the defensive alignment for the Sentinels. 3-2, curveball is a called strike 3. Fourth strikeout of the game for Davila. And for the third consecutive inning, he has retired the leadoff batter. Cervantes 0 for 1. First pitch, low, 1 ball and no strikes. The senior takes the pitch low, 2-0. That's a called strike, 2-1. They get a look at some of the fans who have come out to support ALA Ironwood. 2-1. Had a break to it, and it finds the strike zone, 2-2. Davila cannot check his swing. Well, he does check his swing, and it's in the dirt, 3-2. Pitcher against pitcher. The toss. And that is a called strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for Davila. 2 away, and this brings up Ryan Paradis. Paradis steps up from the right side. He grounded out to open up the second inning. And indeed, he bats from the right side, but is a left-handed fielder. That pitch fooled the catcher, Campbell. 1 ball and no strikes. There's somebody else who I'm missing who's a right-handed batter but throws lefty. 1-0. Swing, and that is stroked into center field. That's a base hit for Paradis. 2-out base runner for the Warriors. Nice piece of hitting. And Hunter Rasmussen is the hitter. They get a look at Paradis, and now Rasmussen. Quick lob over to first base. I tell you what I'm not necessarily a fan of, and it's all across baseball on all levels. I pick it out because that's what the runner on first has. These oven mitts that are essentially sliding gloves. And that is hit on a couple of bounces to the third baseman, Gherkin, who throws to Mulligan at second, and the force is in full effect. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and there was a man left. Moved to the last of the fourth. Technically, we're halfway home. 2-1 Warriors. This is Seton Catholic Baseball. Hitters 3, 4, and 5 to begin the home half of the fourth inning. Chase Reeves was at the plate when Nate Mulligan was caught stealing third base to end the third inning. Rees was a strikeout victim in the first inning. Left-handed hitting senior. And for Seton Catholic, this is an inning in which they need to strike. You've got the heart of your lineup coming up. First pitch, and that's fouled off, 0-1, and they've all gotten a previous look at Dominic Cervantes already. You're trailing by a run. This is the middle part of the game. 0-1 is high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Another shot of this well-lit field. 2 balls and 1 strike. Sentinels as a team came in hitting .353. They've stolen 4 bases, so they have 67 so far as a team. 67, and this is their 15th game. Essentially 4.5 per contest. Hitter's pitch coming up to a .568 hitter. Ball 4. Sentinels leadoff man is aboard for Alec Gherkin. Gherkin reached on an error in the first inning. Gherkin will wait for the first pitch to not happen as the runner will draw a throw, Chase Rees. There goes the runner for second swing, and that's a ground ball down the third base line, but foul. Interesting tidbit that has been given to me. I was talking about the right-handed hitters, left-handed fielders, so to speak. Way back in the day, George Bush, how about that? Again, stolen base attempt, and now the runner is going to have to hustle back, giving chase his parodies, and it's foul anyway. It is an interesting combination when you see that. More often than not, you see left-handed batters who throw right-handed. George Brett, Rod Carew. Although some of our audience may not know who some of those guys are. Those guys were prominent when I was a kid. 0-2, bouncing ball, second baseman Aramandiz tosses to short for 1, and that's the only play they will have. Fielder's choice. Noah Donovan flied to left to end the first inning. Donovan digs in. Ball is in the dirt, and I will definitely say Owen Burns is a terrific catcher. He's not someone who you're going to easily run on. Yes, the Sentinels have had 4 stolen bases so far, but at the same time, they've been caught once. But Burns has really forced those Sentinel runners to stay perhaps a step closer. There goes the runner swing, and that's a bouncing ball. Foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Burns stops a lot of wild pitches as well. Runner draws a throw. Donovan settles in, swing, and he drives that in the air center field, but they don't see it. Martinez does not see it, and everyone is going to hold up after advancing 2 bases. Ball hung in the air a long time, but Gherkin takes third and Donovan to second. That'll be a double. And now the Sentinels have runners at second and third with just 1 gone. Carter Hutchinson, the hitter. Cervantes pitch. Swing, and that's popped up, and catcher Burns. He's near the backstop, but that's going to land about 2 rows on the other side of the fence. Carter Hutchinson actually played Little League ball with Owen Burns and Gio Martinez, so they've known each other a while. They're all juniors. 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike, and I think that's very cool. They obviously certainly love the game of baseball. They've been playing it for a while, all coming up together, obviously going to separate high schools. 1-1, and that's hit well right field. And trying to catch up to it is Rasmussen. He's not going to get to it. Gherkin is in, and here comes Noah Donovan. That is a 2-run double for Carter Hutchinson. And the Sentinels now have their first lead of the game. It's 3-2. Dean Snow, the batter, 0 for 1, grounded out to second. Snow looks at the pitch, and that is ruled a ball, 1-0. Cervantes not wasting any time. And that's the one thing. High school pitchers, they'll move pretty quickly. You don't really need the pitch clock. Armendariz keeps the runner close at second. Swing, and that's hit in the air right field. Rasmussen once again, he is not going to be able to come up with it, and circling third is Hutchinson. He will stay right there. Runners at the corners. Lights playing a little bit of trickery on the outfield for the Warriors. Caden Valentino, the hitter, struck out. That ended the second inning. There goes the runner for second, and that is hit in the air left field. And that is going to, great play by the shortstop, but he's not able to come up with it. And that will be a base hit, an RBI single for Valentino. Touching the plate is Hutchinson, and Seton Catholic's lead is up to 4-2. Just making sure everyone is okay out there, as indeed we saw Garcia and Martinez go out. Left fielder, Watson, Wood, everybody converges on the baseball, but it's a single and everybody is healthy. That's the biggest thing. Cole Campbell steps to the plate. Earlier I said that Hutchinson had played baseball with Burns and Martinez. It's actually Cole Campbell, who's the junior. Plate umpire asking the scorekeeper how many outs in this inning, and indeed there is 1 out. Push bunt, good bunt back to Cervantes, the pitcher, and the throw is going to be an out. Again, blocked by the base umpire, but it's a sacrifice bunt. gets Snow to third and Valentino to second. Campbell retired 1-3. Mulligan the batter. 1 ball and no strikes. Three runs in this inning for the Sentinels. And that's lined over the head of the second baseman into right field. 1 run is in. Here comes Caden Valentino as well. It's a 2-run single for Nate Mulligan. And now the Sentinels have extended the lead 6-2. This is the type of hitting that Brian Stevenson, the head coach of Seton Catholic, wanted to see. 9th man in the inning to bat, Jacob Zymant. 0 for 2, has a run batted in. Trying to steal second, the pitch is inside and the stolen base attempt is successful. Mulligan with his 4th stolen base of the game. As we said, Seton Catholic School stole 7 bases in their game Tuesday. This is hit right field. That's going to fall in. Base hit, and the right fielder Rasmussen slips. It will roll to the warning track. Circling second and stopping there is Zymant. RBI double for Jacob Zymant with Mulligan scoring. It's a 7-2 Sentinels lead. Chase Reeves started this inning with a walk. And that is popped up. Third baseman Watson going out. He squeezes it for the final out of the inning. But not before the Seton Catholic Sentinels would push across 6 runs on a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. There was a man left after 4 full. 7-2 Sentinels. This is Seton Catholic baseball. Top half of inning number 5. Looks like there might be a defensive change, as I believe that is Carter Hutchinson, who is now pitching. So technically the pitching night is over for Ryan Davila. There you get a look at number 24, Carter Hutchinson, the freshman, facing another freshman, Dominic Armendariz. First pitch is in the zone, 0-1. Armendariz 0 for 1, he flied to right. Oh, 1, swing and a miss, 0-2. Full windup for the freshman. Inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Davila went 4 innings. He gave up 3 hits. Total of 2 runs. They were both earned. That breaks, but it's low. He did strike out 5, and as far as walks are concerned, he issued 2 free passes. We can close the book on him. Hutchinson looks at the pitch low. Nighttime has fallen here in Chandler, Arizona. Sentinels exploded for 6 runs in that 4th inning. They're ahead 7-2. Ball 4. Armendariz works out the free pass after being down in the count. Jackson Watson, he's 1 for 2. Scored the first run of the game. He's also flied to left. Junior digs in. Throw over to first. Pitcher sets. Too high, 1 ball and no strikes. Hutchinson peeks at first. That's high as well. It's been a little bit since ALA Ironwood made the playoffs. Their last playoff contest, May 2nd of 2023. So 3 seasons ago. Their season ended 11-3 at Fountain Hills. 2-0, can't find the zone right now. 3 balls and no strikes. Watson looks down at Taylor English, head coach of the ALA Ironwood Warriors. Throw over to first, nothing doing. Hutchinson, ball in his bare hand, gloves it. And that's ball 4. Back-to-back free passes to open up the 5th inning. And this brings up Gio Martinez, who has walked twice in this game. Martinez awaits. 1 ball and no strikes. As we said, Martinez came into this game hitting .417. He's still hitting .417 because he's drawn walks both times. 1-0 is outside, 2-0. And now Coach Stevenson is going to go out and talk to his freshman pitcher. Sentinels ahead by 5. They've taken the momentum over, at least initially. They were trailing 2-1 going into the last of the 4th. And again, this is where it's not so much about challenging a hitter, but got to be around the strike zone. You got to make the team put the ball in play. The junior settles in. Hutchinson sets the pitch. Swing, and he hits it in the air left field. Giving chase is Snow. He makes the grab for the first out of the inning. And that's what happens when you throw strikes. Even your good hitters are not going to get a base hit all the time. Nice piece of hitting going opposite field for Martinez, but in the end, Dean Snow is able to catch up to it. 1 ball and no strikes. Liam Wood has struck out twice tonight. Now if you get a ground ball, you could be out of the inning. 1-0. Turns into a 2-0 count. Senior digs in and he will foul the pitch off. Runners were in motion. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Big lead for Watson at first. Valentino plays behind him. Pitch is a called strike, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Sentinels with a 5-run advantage. Hutchinson in relief of Davila. Swing, and that is well placed, but backing up is the second baseman, Mulligan, making the catch for the second out of the inning. Looked like it had a chance to drop in, but Mulligan, really good fielder, and Zyment was hustling in as well, but it's a can of corn for this Sentinels infield. 2 gone for Owen Burns. Burns RBI single in the first inning and grounded out in the third. First pitch, swing and a miss. They throw down the first, but getting back is Watson. Armendariz at second. You see him walking off the bag. You can see that indeed Owen Burns, he's built like a catcher. 0-1 blocked, 1 ball and 1 strike. This would really give Hutchinson a boost of confidence after giving up walks to the first 2 batters if he gets out of this. And that skips away from the catcher Campbell. Wild pitch allows Armendariz to take third and Watson to second. Now this is where you concentrate on the hitter. Two-one. Swing, ground ball, shortstop. Rees fields it. The throw to first is in time, and the inning is complete. A shot in the arm for Hutchinson. He gives up walks to the first 2 batters of the inning, but retires the next 3. We'll move to the last of the 5th. Sentinels holding a 5-run lead. This is Seton Catholic Baseball. Last of the fifth inning, Alec Gherkin, Noah Donovan, followed by Carter Hutchinson. First three to face Dominic Cervantes. Gherkin will look at the first pitch. It's a ball, 1-0. As we said, the Sentinels scored 6 runs in that fourth inning to boost the lead to 7-2. And it started off with the heart of the order, 3, 4, and 5. This inning they have hitters 4, 5, and 6 to start things off. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gherkin officially is 0 for 2. That's hit very high in the air, center field. Martinez will glove it for out number 1. One gone, and the hitter is Noah Donovan. Donovan doubled and scored in the fourth inning. He's 1 for 2. Junior settles in. Swing, and that is hit well, driven to center field. Martinez again will haul it in for the second out of the inning. As I said, we have seen some terrific outfield play from the visiting center fielders this week. Johnny Lish on Tuesday for Apache Junction, and certainly Gio Martinez tonight for ALA Ironwood. 1 ball, no strikes. Carter Hutchinson, the batter. Hutchinson is now the pitcher for the Sentinels. It's a ball. That is below the knees. 3 balls and no strikes, full windup for Cervantes. Ball 4. Hutchinson will jog down the first. And I believe we are going to have the courtesy runner. Dean Snow will be the batter, but this will be Joe Ferentz who's going to come out and courtesy run for Hutchinson. Snow is 1 for 2, singled and scored in that big fourth inning. That's fouled off, 0-1. This is another good Seton Catholic team that head coach Brian Stevenson has on the field. A year ago, they had a good season, fell in the quarterfinal round at Gilbert Christian. 2-1 game. Gave up a run in that final inning. Next pitch is fouled off. Two strikes to the Seton Catholic left fielder. Cervantes working from the stretch to the set, to the plate. Again, a foul ball. Another good angle. You get to see part of the track as well here at the Seton Catholic Sports Complex. Two strikes, high. Runner trying to steal second, and he does so successfully. Stolen base for Joe Ferentz. And the Sentinels just continue to run all over this ALA Ironwood team. But I'll say that the catcher, Owen Burns, he's pretty good. 1-2 is high, 2-2. That's hit in the air. Second baseman is going to grab it, and Armendariz will squeeze it for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, one left after 5 full. 7-2 Sentinels. This is Seton Catholic Baseball. Ethan Garcia will get things going here in the visiting 6th inning. Garcia 0 for 2, fly to center field, and was caught looking to open up the 4th inning. Carter Hutchinson will work from the full windup. Fastball is a ball, 1-0. Upstairs, 2 balls, no strikes. Warriors trying to really get some winning ways going. We said they're 2-7 on the year. They did win their last game a couple of nights ago on the road against Santan Foothills. 2-0 below. That's a called strike, 2-1. Bouncing ball up the middle, ranging to his left is the shortstop Rees. The throw to first is in time. There's one away. One gone, and the pitcher will step to the plate. That's Dominic Cervantes. 0 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice and was caught looking in the 4th. Freshman pitcher, senior hitter. Swing, and that is popped up. Who's got it? Third baseman or shortstop? Third baseman Alec Gherkin for out number 2. Two away for Ryan Paradis. Paradis 1 for 2, a 4th inning single. Another senior in this Taylor English lineup. One ball and no strikes. The 1-0 pushes the hitter off the plate a little bit. 2 balls and no strikes. Full windup for Carter Hutchinson. Out of the zone, 3 balls and no strikes. And that's ball 4, so Paradis will jog down the first. 2-out base runner for ALA Ironwood. And the hitter is Hunter Rasmussen. And we talked about the oven mitts that certain runners wear, and indeed, Paradis is one of those. First pitch, stopped by the catcher, 1 ball and no strikes. And there you see the big oven mitt on the right hand for Paradis. More of a sliding mitt. 2 balls and no strikes. Well, it's not a new craze. You see it at every level. And of course, it starts at the big league level. All the trends do. And then ultimately, the college kids and the high school kids and the little leaguers start wanting to do it. 2-0 blocked by the catcher, but not well enough for Paradis to not advance. Wild pitch, he takes second. What happened to just good old batting gloves? Seems like everything is so colorful or flashy these days. But that's the sign of the times. This is 2026 baseball. 3 balls and no strikes. Hunter Rasmussen digs in the pitch. Strike 1. Indeed, the players of today, they like the drip. That's what they want. They want to look good playing these games. Swing and a miss. It really doesn't even matter which sport either. Football, various colored cleats or mouthpieces, mouth guards, we'll say. Basketball, multicolored sneakers. 3-2. Inside ball 4. Rasmussen works out the free pass. Dominic Armendariz will be the hitter. Fly to right and also walked. And I guess my thing, it's pink. If you're going to wear something like that, wouldn't you just want your team color, either gray or red? Good breaking pitch, but it is, yes, it's called strike, 0-1. But again, this is a sign of the times. It's still all about the game. 0-1, too far outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Hutchinson trying to get out of this inning. He retired the first 2. The next 2 walked. Opposite of the 5th inning, he walked the first 2 and got the next 3. Two freshmen facing one another. Here's the 2-1. Swing, and it's fouled off. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Valentino playing behind the runner at first. Second baseman Mulligan trying to keep Paradis a little bit close. 5-run Sentinel lead. The pitch. Breaks out of the zone and the count runs full. So now we'll see the runners off with the pitch. 3-2 with 2 outs. To the plate. Ball 4, and now the bases are loaded. So after retiring the first 2, he's walked the next 3. And the top of the order, Jackson Watson, who has drawn a walk in this game. He's the batter. Now, while we don't necessarily think that Watson is a home run threat, he is a hitter who bats well over 300. First pitch out of the zone, 1-0. There you get a look at Carter Hutchinson. Pitcher sets. 2 ball, that's a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. And right now for Hutchinson, there's really no reason for Stevenson to go out and talk to him. you know what you need to do. Get the batter out. Check swing, foul ball, 1-2. I'll say that Hutchinson got bailed out on that one. Paradis at third, Rasmussen at second, Armendariz at first. Hutchinson has not recorded a strikeout in this contest in relief. The pitch. And that hits Jackson Watson, forcing a run home. It'll be an RBI for Watson. Paradis is in. Rasmussen takes third, Armendariz to second. That's a 7-3 game. And this brings up Gio Martinez. And now this is a situation that can get tricky. Martinez officially 0 for 1, but he's drawn a couple of walks. The sacks are full. First pitch, 1-0. If Martinez happens to connect in a grand way, this would be a whole new ball game. 1-0, he went for it. 1 ball and 1 strike. There you get a look at Gio Martinez, the junior center fielder. 2 balls and 1 strike. You can tell Martinez is very selective at the plate. Big opportunity for ALA Ironwood right here. 2-1, fouled off, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And for Hutchinson, he doesn't need the strikeout. He is looking for an out, though. Of course, all pitchers are, but you want him to hit it on the ground somewhere. 2-2. And now the count runs full. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Martinez is actually the tying run. We're here in the top of the 6th inning. Ball 4. Walks in another run. Martinez picks up the RBI as Rasmussen comes in to score. Armendariz to third, Watson to second. It's a 7-4 contest. And there was action in the bullpen. Liam Wood 0 for 3. Struck out twice and popped to second. The Warriors are very much in this ball game. First pitch is a ball. They try to get the runner at first, but not so fast. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. Another reason for Hutchinson to really want to get Liam Wood. You don't want to face Owen Burns with men on deck if you can help it. Excuse me, with men on base if you can help it. Gonna cross it, loosening up in the bullpen. Swing, and that is pulled down the left field line. That is going to be a fair ball. 1 run is in. Here comes Watson. He's gonna score. Gio Martinez is going to come in as well. And look at this. The ALA Ironwood Warriors have come all the way back. And taking third on the play now is Liam Wood. I don't believe time was ever called. They're saying time was not called. So Wood is able to take third. Wow, that's a 3-run double for the Warriors and Liam Wood. Rasmussen and Armendariz are in. And now the umpires are going to huddle up and figure out, was time called, was it not? But this is a tie game. Jacob Wood is at, I should say, Liam Wood is on third. That's a double, and he'll take third on a mental error, so to speak, or just on the play. But the 3-run double scored Armendariz, Watson, and Martinez. But more so, the go-ahead run for the Warriors is on third base. And this is Gunnar Krosick. He is going to be the new hurler. So Davila will get credit for an inning in 2/3. Gives up a total of, he actually gave up just the 1 hit, and that was the big 3-run double in the 6th inning. Here in the 6th inning. But he did walk 6, that's a lot. And he did not walk in, he did not strike out anyone. So the infield will still remain the same. Gherkin, Rees, Mulligan, and Valentino. Snow still in left. Zyment in center. And that is Donovan in right. Owen Burns. His average may not dictate a lot, but he's dangerous to be up in this situation. He had an RBI single in the 1st inning. Krosick's first pitch hits Burns. And now you have runners at the corners. And we will have a courtesy runner, I'm sure. We are. And we'll see who the courtesy runner is. That's going to be Aaron Santillana. He was a courtesy runner for Burns back in the 1st inning. 7-7 game. What a contest this is. Top of the 6th inning. And that gets past the catcher. Taking second on the wild pitch is Santillana, I should say. No advancement by Wood at third. One 0 is a ball, 2-0. Big turn of events here. 5 runs in the top half of the 6th inning for ALA Ironwood. 2-0. 3 balls and no strikes. Garcia started this inning. He is the 10th man to bat. Ball 4. Sacks are full of Warriors. Dominic Cervantes 0 for 3. He popped up to third in this inning. And how about this? Something we have to think about. All of this has occurred after 2 men were out. Garcia and Cervantes were retired to begin this inning. First pitch fastball is low. 1-0 is a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. I'll say Crossick needed that pitch. One. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. You've got both fan bases very excited. It's a tie game. It's a good game. 1-2. And that is a called strike 3, and the inning is over. But not before the Warriors would score 5 times to tie this contest. We'll move to the last of the 6. 7-7 is your score. This is Seton Catholic Baseball. Dominic Cervantes still out there for the ALA Ironwood Warriors. 7-7 game, last of the 6th inning. Caden Valentino, the batter. 1 for 2, RBI single, and he scored in that big 4th inning. Swing, and he drives that to right field. Going back is Paradis, and he is not going to be able to catch up to him. Actually, that's Rasmussen at the right field wall, but that's a leadoff double for Caden Valentino. And the Sentinels trying to get something started here in the home 6th inning. I believe we're going to have a pinch hitter. Drew Campagna is going to be the batter here in the home 6th inning in that 9 hole. Not only is the leadoff man on, but the leadoff man is in scoring position. Nate Mulligan, 1 for 2 officially, is on deck. Drew Campagna steps to the plate. First pitch in the dirt, 1 ball and no strikes. He looks at the pitch over the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cervantes deals. Low, 2 balls and 1 strike. This has truly been back and forth. 2-0 Warriors, then it was 2-1, but then it was 7-2 Sentinels, and now it's 7-7. Swing and a miss. Probably chased a pitch that he didn't want. Campagna digs in. 2-2. To the backstop it goes. Wild pitch. Advancing on the play is Valentino. So the count is full. Full windup. Ball 4. Runners at the corners for the Seton Catholic Sentinels. Nate Mulligan, the hitter. Cervantes, the senior pitcher. First pitch fouled off. Rasmussen playing a very deep right field. Actually, all the outfielders are pretty deep. Cervantes steps off. Umpire calls time momentarily. And there you get a look at Hunter Rasmussen, the right fielder. 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. And I'll say if Seton Catholic is to go a long way this season, they need to be in games like these, tight ones. It's a ball, 2-1. Granted, on paper, this is one they probably should win comfortably, but once you start playing the game, it's anybody's game. 2-1 is a ball, 3-1. Point being, not every game is going to be a run rule game. Especially when you get heavier into region play and certainly the postseason. I believe they're going to intentionally walk him, so we'll put the IBB in the scorecard. Valentino remains at third. Campagna to second. Mulligan at first. Jacob Zyment, the hitter. He had an RBI double in the 4th inning. Full windup for Cervantes. Upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. One-oh hit in the air, center field. Martinez backing up, he'll make the catch. And that will be a sacrifice fly, as coming in to score is Caden Valentino. And the Sentinels have themselves an 8-7 lead. Zyment with the sac fly. 3 runs batted in for Zyment. Campagna took third on the play. I'm trying to figure out exactly what happened on the play. Looks like Mulligan is going to take second, but we also saw the first baseman fall down on the play. And I think all is good with everyone. But of course, as he should, Taylor English is going to go out and have a talk with the base umpire, trying to figure out what's happening. I think basically Nate Mulligan was trying to take second base when no one was looking and ran into the first baseman, who was standing in the baseline. So with 1 gone, Seton Catholic has runners at second and third. And that's going to be an IBB for Chase Rees. He's going to take the walk. Alec Gherkin is the hitter. Gherkin 0 for 3, so he's about due. Sentinels already with the go-ahead run in this frame. Upstairs 1-0. 1-0 hit high in the air, center field. Martinez circles under it. He makes the catch. And that will be another sacrifice fly. Alex Gherkin drives in a run. Campagna scores. Taking third on the play is Mulligan. And Rees remains at first, but more so, it's a 9-7 Sentinel advantage. Noah Donovan, the batter. Donovan, 1 for 3, doubled in the 4th inning. There goes the runner for second, and he will take it standing up. Wow. They're going to say that Noah Donovan interfered with that. They're going to say it's batter's interference. That is a tough call. I don't see that made very often at all. They're going to say that Noah Donovan was out of the batter's box and interfered with the catcher, Owen Burns, and his ability to throw down the third. It's a call you don't see often, but it's an inning-ending call. We'll move to the top half of the 7th inning. The Sentinels, they did score 2 runs. They'll take a 9-7 lead. This is Seton Catholic Baseball. Top half of the 7th inning. Bottom third of the order for the Warriors. It's a 9-7 Seton Catholic lead. Ryan Paradis bounces one out to the third baseman. Gherkin throws to first, and that's the first out of the inning. One away for Hunter Rasmussen. Rasmussen walked and scored in that big 6th inning. The 6th inning in which in which ALA Ironwood scored 5 times. 0 for 2. And that hits him. So now Dominic Armendariz is the tying run. Quick timeout for Rasmussen at first, just staying loose. Armendariz will step to the plate. Seton Catholic holding on to a 2-run lead. He's fly to right and walked twice. Sails to the backstop. Good ricochet. Throw down the second is not in time. It's a wild pitch. Close play. Terrific throw by Campbell. But still, it's about the batter. Rasmussen's run can't hurt you right now. To strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. Karasik Deals, hits it out on the ground to the second baseman. Mulligan throws to first, second out of the inning. Rasmussen takes third. Jackson Watson, it's all on his hands.
Let's go, Jackson!
1 for 2 is Jackson Watson. Scored a couple of runs. Last time up, he was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded, so he picked up a run batted in. Swing, and he pops it up high in the air. Who's got it? It is going to be the pitcher, Crossick, for the final out of the game. In that inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and there was one left. Your final score, the Seton Catholic Sentinels defeat the ALA Ironwood Warriors by a score of 9-7. What a game it was, as Seton Catholic scored twice in the last of the 6, and that proved to be the difference as the Sentinels improved to 13 wins and 2 losses on the year, and they upped their winning streak to 8 in a row. ALA Ironwood, they fall to 2-8. For the Sentinels, they'll hit the road tomorrow. They will play at Globe, the first of 5 consecutive road games for the Sentinels, and their next home game will be on April 8th against Odyssey Institute. Right now, it's a 6 p.m. scheduled start. Once again, your final score, Seton Catholic defeats ALA Ironwood 9-7. For my broadcast partner, Paul Hutchison, I appreciate everything you do. My name is Brett Quintine, saying good night from Chandler, Arizona.